Hey everyone, so the main purpose of this video is to show you guys how to get better gaming performance, better frames per second, just use the most amount of power that your computer has to offer. And so there's a few different things I want to go over. The first thing that most people will update that they know about how to increase their performance is DirectX. So the first thing you need to do is update DirectX. And DirectX is really useful. And the benefit of updating it, we can also go over how it'll help you find your video card, because you also want to update all the drivers on your video card. If your video card has a lot of errors that have been fixed by the company that made it, so AMD or NVIDIA, you want those errors fixed. You don't want your video card to be inefficient. So first thing is update your DirectX, and by updating it, we can go over what your video card is if you don't know. So how do you update DirectX? So all you need to do is go to Google and type in DirectX runtime. When you do that, you can already see I've recently had to update my DirectX. You click this first link and user runtime. When you get this, what this essentially does, and this is good for Vista, Windows 7, should be good for Windows 8, it looks for anything your DirectX is missing and it installs it. So that's what's really good about it. It's very smart. It won't install things that you don't have. It's a very small program. It's only, you can see here, it's less than a megabyte. But it looks at your computer and says, oh, you're missing this update, this update. So actually, this is so essential. If you've got Windows Vista, you can't get DirectX 11 without this. It will not allow itself to install, because there's certain holes that Windows Vista needs patched before you can get up to from DirectX 10 to DirectX 11. And you want to be on DirectX 11. If you've got Vista, you want 11. If you've got Windows 7, you want to be on DirectX 11. So download this. Once you've downloaded this, run it. It's a very small, quick file, and it will update, and you will get the latest version of DirectX. The next question is, all right, well, what I can show you what my DirectX is, and I can also help you figure out how to update your video card. So you might be asking, well, what is my video card? I really don't know what it is. You can click Start, go to Run, or in this case, since I've got Vista, I'm just going to type in the search bar dxdiag. So let me put that up here. So what is my video card? And in this case, just type in the search bar dxdiag, press enter. In the search bar dxdiag, and then just press enter, and this will pop up. So this tells you all the different things about my computer, how much RAM I've got, who made it. In this case, it's Gateway. What model is it? What processor am I using? And look, you can see this is DirectX 11. This refused to update unless I ran the runtime, so we already went over that. If you go to Display, the Display tab, it'll tell you here, look, I'm running the 4800 series, and this is my manufacturer. Oh, and the other thing is you can check how old are my drivers. If you look to the right here, it says this is the main driver, and you can see mine's been updated. It's the 7th month, 3rd day of the year 2012. So it's not that old. They only update drivers a few times a year. Originally, it said that this was from 2006, 2007, so that was worrisome. But now I've got the latest drivers. So that's another way you can update your performance. Besides these, the only other thing you can do to update your gaming performance is to buy a better monitor. And I have a monitor buying guide on what to buy. To make it sweet and simple and short, what you want is an IPS monitor. So IPS monitors they're 1990s technology, and TN/VA monitors, they're early 1900 technology. So you can go look up, go do your research. You'll find out that IPS monitors are significantly better. They look much nicer. They're better for gaming. There's a bunch of different IPS gaming ones out there. If you want, I'll put in the description of the video my monitor buying guide. If you get a better monitor, you will get a better visual experience for gaming. You might even get better performance because you're not going to be dropping those frame rates. So I would definitely recommend that. And the only other thing I can think of that you can do is just buy another computer altogether, because you can't really replace a processor without replacing the motherboard, right? So without having to get a brand new computer, update your DirectX. Change. Make sure you update your video card. So I'm gonna change this here. Update video card drivers. And the last thing I guess I could do is, or there's two more things I can mention. So update Windows. A lot of times Windows is running inefficiently, and if you don't update it, you won't get full potential. And the last thing I can think of is if you have 64-bit computer, use 64-bit programs like Java 64-bit. So a lot of people play Minecraft, and if you want to make Minecraft look nicer, you should use a 64-bit version of Java, because Minecraft runs off of Java. So what 64-bit programs do is only 64-bit computers have this ability. They allow, from what I've read, files to contain more information, and thus you can run through them quicker, and a lot of programs benefit from that. The thing is, a lot of people don't take advantage of their 64-bit computer. So if you have a 64-bit computer, you should use those programs. Besides Java, what other things are good? You can do winrar. Winrar is very good. 64-bit. You can try a browser that's 64-bit. That'll increase your browsing speed. But yeah, take advantage of your 64-bit computer, and you make sure that your games, like Minecraft for instance, are using 64-bit architectures like Java. So if you're huge into Minecraft and you have a 64-bit computer, go into Java. If you don't know what type you have, the way you can check is you go Start menu, then you right click on computer, and then you left click properties, and it will tell you. Also, I think in the DirectX diag menu it tells you as well. So quick run review, and then we're gonna end the video so I can let you guys go. I don't want this to get too long. You want greater gaming performance? Update DirectX, update your video card drivers, buy a better monitor, update Windows, and if you have a 64-bit computer, use those programs like 64-bit Java. And if you want, I'll look for a link for getting the list of the different types of Java, so you can see if you're 64-bit, get that. By the way, if you don't have 64-bit Java, you should probably still update your 32-bit Java. If you haven't done that in a while, you should definitely do that. Make sure you're constantly updating Java, because there's a lot of viruses that come from having an old version of Java. Alright, so that's basically it. The only other thing I was just about to say is I guess you should update Flash if you're a Flash gamer, but you already know that. Thanks again for your time, and I'll be back with more tutorials.